One of my Fox friends, so they can have it Fox. Okay, so I heard about this show, and apparently, like, it was maybe canceled, but then it was revived, and like all this stuff, like it was gonna be a movie, then they made it a TV series. I don't know. All I know is I heard about it, didn't look too much into it. Handsome. Hold on. All right, back. So I had heard about this show, My Dad the Bounty Hunter, and like I'm like, okay, and I saw like I think like a picture of it, and like that was it. Hold on, it might have been like this image, I think, or like this one, I think, like My Dad the Bounty Hunter. I think it was this one. It was this image of My Dad the Bounty Hunter, and I think this is all I ever saw. Yeah, this is 100. Yeah, this is it. This is what I saw of it. I'm like, oh, okay, and that was it. And like, actually, let me watch the trailer and then I'll talk more about it. But actually, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, here's the thing. This was a show that I was like, you know what? I haven't seen this. There's a season 2 apparently. Like, I think that just came out. So like, let me put it on while I run on the treadmill. So I have something to watch while I'm doing it. Put it on. And I'm gonna say this right now. I think this is the best like CG show out there right now, and I legitimately mean that, because I'll bring it. Let's see the trailer, see it and how that plays out, and then. A Netflix series. I never saw any trailers. I only saw that one image, and the whole thing where it's apparently might have been canceled.
What is this? I don't think this is Dad's truck.
Excuse me, I do not think you are supposed to be here. Alert! Intruders. Restricted area.
Daddy?
What are you guys doing here?
Oh my gosh. Are we in space?
Your mom's gonna kill me.
So, you fly around the galaxy, catching alien bad guys? Like a bounty hunter?
This place is crawling with some of the roughest, straight up killers in the galaxy.
Bog Dog's bite is worse than his bark.
He's so cute!
Oh, Bog Dog's gonna wreck this bot.
Hey, time to go. I just call him my dad, bro.
Yeah! This is amazing!
This is the fugitive we're after. Our mission is to catch Vax so we can get you guys back home.
I want to show Dad that we can help. You don't even know what your bosses want with her. I followed her and...
Followed her? What if something happened to you?
Bounty hunting is hard. Being a dad is way harder. I never heard this song. Holy shit! There's a bounty hunter.
Hey, Terry, everything okay with the kids?
Yeah, no, everything's great.
Here's the thing, and I say that again. This show, like, legitimately, like, here's the thing. There's shows, and I've said this before, like Usagi, the Rabbit Chronicles, the Samurai Rabbit. Like, that is a show, 100%. I would love way more as a 2D animated show. I legit think as a 2D animated show, that show would have been able to be done way better. Actually, now that I'm saying it and thinking about it, I think I know why this show is able to is like probably done way better, and it's the same reason why shit, what was it? There was another show. It was always about I can't remember. Oh, Star Wars, Clone Wars. The same reason why that one also was able to do really well with stuff, because like there's very big limits to CGI shows. Obviously, the animation, depending on how you texturize things, is a big one. But I think they threw a lot. They threw some really good money into the texturization, which I think might have also been because they had to make the hair actually look, froey and dreads and everything like that. But this show, like, legitimately, like, I was like, I was like, there's some shows, again, I will look at it and be like, this show would be 10 times better if it was 2D animated. 10 times better. This show, I would legit go like, would I like this 2D animated better or not? And like, I kept going back and forth on it, but then like my mind was made up that no, this show definitely being CG is really, because one, this, I was saying this right now, this show is on the same level as like a Pixar movie. I'd say 100% this show is on the same level, CGI wise, same level as a Pixar movie. But not only is it on the same level as a Pixar movie, like, cause one way that they could, because like the major limitations of CG shows is that every set, every world, and all that stuff needs to be quote unquote fully rendered almost. It's not like, I assume maybe it's cheaper, but like I feel like drawing wise, like you have to draw the backgrounds a certain way for a certain scene, and then like you can kind of build off of that. Like certain scenes will be reused again later, but a lot of times I think you can get way more backgrounds and everything for that. Versus a CG show where like, again, that's really just drawing. Like, okay, you have this idea, you can draw like that. Okay, fine. Where CG show, you have to create the tree, you have to create every little leaf, you have to create this, you have to animate a majority of all that, which limits a show more. So that's why like they usually try to keep sets to small minimums. Which even then, this show actually does do that pretty well, but also because it's placed in space, you also have certain places that can get reused a lot, which make a lot of sense. Where Broken Record, Sonic Boom, again, you watch that, you'll be at the same spiral case, same spiral mountain again. You'll see Eggman have the same robot again. You'll see like all this shit reused again when it's supposed to be something new or somewhere different, like that. But something similar to let's say Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the CG animated show. This, like, a lot of it takes place in space, so you can reuse, the ship that they're on, because that's the main hub of their transportation. You can the few worlds that are extremely detailed, like let's say this pretty much space KFC. You can go pretty big on this area, because even if it's only there for like one episode, we might see it later again, but it's for one episode, and so like, yeah, okay, fine, we just do that a little bit, we're good. Then you can have a planet that's like a zoo, which is I'm trying to think, how many worlds did they actually visit? They visited, because there's the chicken set, there's the dad's ship, there's his ex-partner ship, there's the sun cruiser instead of the Star Destroyer. There's some really good references in there. For the main bad guy, you have Earth, which is really just like his dad's home, and like it's I'd say that's a more simpler kind of thing to do because it's just Earth. And then you have like the zoo planet, so like maybe 6 places, and each of them are very distinct. And even then, like some of them are like long hallways, which you could probably reuse the same hallway, just dress a little bit differently, even CG wise. So the worlds feel a lot bigger. Like even like I love Sonic Prime, I love that shit. But I will say again, some of the other worlds are lacking more. But even then, they still like the biggest one I would say is the jungle world. Like that one, just like okay, put giant trees everywhere, we're good. Like that's the one that's the most like copy and paste assets to make it look kind of full like a jungle. Where I feel like they could have done a little bit more, but again, that wasn't a main world. The pirate world is the same thing like space, where you just need water or you just need space around you. It's like, there you go, there's your background. Maybe change some stars, add some more waves. Boom, you're done. Add an island pop up out of the ground. Boom, you're done. Like, it's way easier to have those as open areas of that. But you also 100% see when you go to New York City, I'm talking about it, and I have the little figures right here. Which also, fun fact, watch out when you get some of these. I actually originally was going to get one of these, and it's the New York series, but Sonic's arm was backwards. Like, his elbow that's here was up here, but his hand was still like this, and the hands don't rotate. So someone screwed up in like the making of it. And also like I'm not even still 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this crystal is supposed to be standing up straight and it's like off to the curved side. So I don't know what's happening with the guys who make these toys, but quality control, guys, come on now. But other than that, these figures are actually pretty nice. I want to find Shadow. I know there's one with Shadow, and I want to find it. But yeah. So CGI wise, they're pretty good. Even like the character designs are actually really good. They give me the Pixar vibe, especially the humans, and like even some of the aliens. They give me more of the Pixar vibe thing. The Pixar has vibe. The only thing that's not Pixar. Never mind. I was gonna say like, you know, certain characters don't have a giant ass for whatever reason. That's the only thing that's not Pixar about this. But other than that, it's pretty good. This shows me like the action is good. And the thing is too, this plays like homage. Obviously, Sun Cruiser is a joke on the Star Destroyer, and it's like the main bad guys thing. You have stuff like you kind of have the kids play the roles of like C-3PO and R2-D2. There's a lightsaber at one point, but it's like a rapier. Even she actually, like the daughter actually wields. First she like had like a laser one, then like they switched it for a stun saber, with a stun like rapier, which actually is a saber. No, it's not. Rapier is not a saber. But anyways, a saber kind of thing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And like there's one more where you have great power, and then like kind of a joke with like Obi-Wan, and then like there's some good stuff like that. And here's the thing too, and like that also like there's some black exploitation like kind of thing going on here, like the old black exploitation movies and stuff where like, you know, you have the rap music, the dad bounty hunter kind of thing, and like it's really like, but done like in a really tasteful like good way. Like it's really good. Like it's like an homage to those things. And like another thing like is obviously like even like the dad's design in his bounty hunter gear is Boba Fett. It's its own style, but it's Boba Fett. But also, this feels like a Boba Fett that is in Lightyear. Because here's the thing, I liked Lightyear a lot. Like, I really did like that movie. I honestly think it's really fun. I actually have a few of those figures too. Lightyear, actually, I really, really like. I don't understand why a lot of people hated that one. I actually liked it. It had like that. It brought back like that bulky sci-fi kind of feel to it, where like you have the bulky, armor and stuff like that. It's not all slick and stylish like a lot of the newer like sci-fi stuff is. And I like that a lot. It's that Star Wars-esque kind of feel to it, that 80s sci-fi. And this has that feel to it too, where he has this bulky armor, the glowing visor. Everyone kind of wears these different things. But the thing is too, this is just on the aesthetic level of all this and like the cool references. And like the aliens all look really cool too. Like he looks like a Kraken, like a Davy Jones done in Pixar. But another thing too is this show actually has very well written characters. Like, first off, a big problem is that they sneak onto their dad's ship when he was supposed to, after his boss, who's this like lizard man white guy. And I say that because he looks like a. The funny thing is, if you look at how he's animated and moves and everything, it feels like an old Pixar movie. Like old Pixar humans where it's like, it feels like so unnatural. Like they look slightly unnatural kind of movies and all that. But it's funny because he's supposed to be faking to be human. But like this lizard guy wears like a white guy skin. And like he's like, oh yes, like very soft spoken, all that shit. Who's part of this galactic empire that's taking over and everything. But like he wears like he looks like so he wants to sell you out like an RV kind of guy. Like he looks like a car salesman. That's what he looks like. Like he basically gives their dad Terry, aka Sabo. It's Sabo Cruz? I can't remember. Sabo. A job with a lot of zeros behind it, saying, "Go get this bounty hunter, go get this girl, and bring her to us, and we'll give you this shit ton of money." And pretty much his kid's still away because it's supposed to be the week that they're supposed to stay with him. He goes on this mission to get money so for him. they throw out his warp pods, which are how they transport things. And pretty much he has to finish the mission, get the warp pods, so he can fly his kids home. And also him and his wife are separated right now. Not divorced, separated. They're taking their own time apart. And pretty much it's the idea of he hasn't been in his kids' lives for a minute, and that his kids want to be with him, and that he wants to, obviously, he learns that, like, oh shit, I missed so much, I don't want to miss anymore. And it's written really well. Like, the kids feel like kids. And I mean that in the best and worst ways possible. Also, I don't know why they keep like doing like they have the kids dance. I don't know. This is the dumbest. That annoys me more than fart jokes when they just have the kids just randomly dance. But I don't know. I as a kid, younger never did like dance. It's like really, but it was funny when Sabo danced at one point. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. It was enough of a payoff for that joke alone. But so pretty much they have to go on this dangerous bounty hunter thing. The kids don't listen to their dad, get into some trouble. Dad has to bail them out every so often. But, like, when, like, sometimes the dad gets mad, like, it's pretty much like him learning to be their dad, pretty much. And them learning, it's them all learning to bond with each other and learn from each other and stuff. And it's really good! Like, really, really damn good. Like, mwah, I love this shit. Like, oh my god. Also, I love the little details and stuff. Like, this feels like it could be in the same universe as Lightyear. 100%. And I love that so much. But these three, like, slowly learning to basically be a family. And, like, when certain things are revealed, which I kind of knew some things because I saw, like, a clip of season 2 at one point. I'm like, oh, spoilers for it. Spoilers. The mom maybe knows some things. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, I didn't see exactly where it all went. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know like that well hard. I'm like, okay. Oh, actually, I have a Lightyear Hot Wheels of the Armadillo right here. I have Zurg's and Buzz's like second to last ship too, actually. I think it's like the Model 9 or whatever. But yeah, but they slowly learn like the Empire is evil, and that like Brock, like Boba, is like working for them, but he's like, dude, I just do it for money. That's it. There's different things, like, again, like, and I want to say about the kids thing, because, like, the kids all, like, this girl, which is really funny, she's really good at counting cards and shit, which I find really funny, and also her dad taught her that, but he forgot, and that's, like, oof moment, but, she learns how to use the sword, but she even still isn't, like, like, oh, I can take everyone on. No, she still is a kid. This kid is more of the techie, her little brother here is more of the techie. He's not really big of a fighter. He has some doubts, stuff like that. But also, like, when they have him, spoilers, in, like, a bot battle at one point where you see him here, I'm like, how is he going to fight this thing? And there's a point where you see him running. Oh, right here. Like, it's like, how is he going to fight this thing? He is screwed. And I'm like, there's points where, like, you actually worry about their safety. And I'm like, okay, I get that. Oh, you know what? I can get behind this. I can get behind that. And, like, whenever they go up against stuff, it's like, oh, shit, yeah, they're kids. And, like, you do feel like, yeah, maybe you should listen to your dad a little. And also there are certain things, like, when they're like, we have to go against the Empire. He's like, do you understand what an Empire is? I think it's called a Confederacy or whatever. I don't know. But it's like, do you understand what that is? And, like, how they can just track us down. And, like, spoilers, I guess. Like, yes, like, eventually they do go against the Confederacy. I can't remember. I think it was the Confederacy. They go against the Confederacy because, like, they're, like, going to planets, exploiting plants' resources, and then just leaving it for dead. And enslaving the people with collars up. And I'm like, and it's all run by a white guy. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. I'm like, 100% get this shit. I understand where this is going. I'm like, oh my god. Like, this is messed up. I'm like, yep. I'm like, all right. Yeah, I like you, movie. I like you, show. But like, I understand. Like, it's not also not saying like race, like hate towards races or whatever. But I understand what they're doing and like how they're doing it. Like the idea of certain people that are like a stereotype of evil. But which because there's a lot of them, especially in governments and shit. Oh boy, is there. But anyways, these guys they learn to be a family. Like when they go against the Confederacy and they eventually go back to Earth and stuff like that, and then the Confederacy comes knocking. It's like, yeah, no shit, they would come knocking. Like, yeah, like you just pissed them off. Like, of course they're gonna come back nice. And like when that entire fight at the end happens, you're like, oh shit, he's actually a beast. Like, oh my god, not even the main character is the bad guy. Like, you're like, oh shit. Like, it's really good. And like, also what I want to say, like, how I kept going back and forth on the CGI, and because this, like I said, like the limitations of CGI is like sets wise, having to make all the assets and stuff like that. Where I feel like, I don't know if it's the case, but I feel like animation, drawing stuff, not saying it's easier, but I do think it's probably cheaper. And maybe it is slightly easier in some regards too, I actually want to think. But this show, like where 90% of it's CG, there's like a small 10% of it that's 2D, and it's really good 2D. Like here's the most simplest version of this. Like, and I want to get back to the characters thing too. Here's the simplest part of it, where they talk about they like this is the most standard way they've used 2D animation in CG shows. Usually to do flashbacks for like something that happened in the past. That way they don't have to make the assets for it.
I thought she was doing great.
Here's what happened. The kids were supposed to be doing a fundraiser for the new gym. But instead of selling chocolate bars like a normal kid, your daughter decided to set up a gambling den.
Whoa. Were they betting marbles or something?
No, Terry. It was high-stakes poker.
And that's the thing, like, the animation is really good.
And she cleaned them all out.
Like, a lot of the times, too, even when they do the animation will usually be, like, very stiff or still-wise. The animation for this is really good.
Sorry.
And, like, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, I would love this show to be 2D animated. But also, like...
Reggie, this just isn't your week.
I know.
I mean, come on. He lost to a child. He had it coming.
How?
Also, they like, there's more where they talk about, like, the musicals he missed.
Plays? What plays?
Highlander the musical.
They did a musical of Highlander? Wow. That sounds kind of cool.
And see, like, that too, like, the little... That sounds kind of... Like, you 100% feel like he's sad about missing. And this is coming from someone who my parents later on tell me, like, when I was, like, 2 years old or whatever, they took me to go see Barney live. And apparently I fell asleep, and they just had to sit there and watch Barney because they paid for it. And I feel bad about that. Like, if I could go back in time and wake myself up, I would. Like, if I go back to spend time with my parents to watch Barney, like, so like, they paid money to see this. Come on! Like, I would do that because I feel bad, and I'm the child in that scenario, and I don't even remember it.
I had seen that.
Actually, I might vaguely remember it. Fuck, man, it makes me feel even worse.
Well.
But yeah, like every time they do like the flashbacks.
Not in a rush, so
Is this being with you?
Oh yeah, this guy here is actually really good because that's his ex-partner.
Glorlocks. I could smell your lies. I know who this is.
That's his ex-partner, which this is where like I'm like, I love this. This show being CGI is really good. But this right here kind of solidifies like, you know what? I'm okay with this show being CGI because they utilize 2D animation very well. Like this whole scene right here. Los Angeles, 1995. Which also now I wonder, how old is Sabo? Because I thought this was all supposed to take place during now, like 2023 or whatever. But maybe it's actually supposed to take place like early 2000s. If not, Sabo is like 50 something. Because FYI, I was born a year before this. I was born in 94. Technically a few months. Because December of 94. Same year, same day as Stan Lee's birthday. So like, if it was now, Sabo is like knocking on 50 years old right now. I'd imagine if he was like 20 right here.
What's the pain? Man, I'm never having kids.
Also, like John Joseph here is one of those aliens. Also, criminal possession of weapons, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, failure to appear at court, blonde, Caucasian, State Police County, Los Angeles. So pretty much, he was a bounty hunter, like a human bounty hunter. You get him yet? An Earth bounty hunter. But like this whole sequence, I'm like, oh my god, I love this entire sequence.
Ah, crap. Ah, dang it.
And it's, again, this feels like the blaxploitation kind of like thing. Like, I don't know. It just has that feel. And like, I want to let this play out because like I like this because like usually like whenever they do these sequences, it's like maybe a minute or so, maybe less. Like the poker one, right? Like it's really quick, or like the music one, it's like very quick. This has a whole damn animated sequence, which is like the opening for like one of the episodes after a big thing happens.
Guess I got the drop on you, huh? Yeah, I know. I am funny. I get that all the time. Oh, man, what is that? You get that at Radio Shack?
God damn it. Like,
Hey, man, I'm just freelance. I ain't no cop. Whoa!
Yeah, see?
What in the...
I love this look. Holy shit. Ultimate Warrior.
What the... What? What? No.
See, and like animating it, they're able to have Earth scenes without needing to CGI and make all the assets for all of this. Like they're able to have, they don't have to redo Sabo as a younger version, even though they had like I think a model of him as it, but they don't have to do like the jacket and thing and whatever. They do the like, you know.
Never underestimate a mark, even when he's down.
They don't have to do his future / past partner again with like his black like alter ego and stuff. Like it's this entire sequence. I'll let you guys go watch it too. Like it's pretty much how Sabo becomes a bounty hunter. But even then, like it's done really well. And like to go back to the characters, he's a minor antagonist. He's a minor antagonist in season 1. But also on that note of being a minor antagonist, he's still like sees Sabo as a friend or whatever. And the thing is, like, there's a point where he does something that is going to cause the children to have like therapy for years after this. Where again, it's the idea of like, yeah, this like his and like, that sounds actually bad. But like, you know what? Like, he does something to their dad, and they're like, the kids are like, oh, like they feel like kids, like, oh my god, we just saw this happen to our dad, and it's like, oh my god, and like, but the thing is, him, even though like you know, dogfight or whatever, and like the dogfight or when it happens, like you see him, and he's like, oh my god, what did I just do? Like, he himself is like, oh my god, oh my god. Like that, and then when, like, when something else happens, when the reveal happens later, and it's like, and he's like, and like, you see the happiness in his face, and you're like, oh my god! Like, yes! I'm like, I want, like, Uncle Kraken here to be, like, a thing. And like it's like, yeah, he's a dumbass that did something bad here, but like I feel like it's not like to where like he's an irredeemable monster. I feel like he can I feel like season 2 he'll probably come back as like you know the uncle that the kids need. But yeah, like I legitimate like God, this show is so good. This show is legitimately so good, down to like the characters, the little interactions, like. Like the only few characters that are maybe like a little bit 2-dimensional are like maybe like the Kraken guys like sidekicks, And they're mostly just played for laughs. And it's like, okay, fine. But by God, like, it's done so well. I love it. Also, there's a Jack Frost reference in this, which is really done. I don't even spoil that either. But this show is done extremely well. The CGIs and all that. And it leaves it open for some really cool things. Like when we learn about the mom's origin story a little bit. Or like something like this. That's really like heartbreaking when like they're... Okay, man, do I want to spoil that shit? Pretty much something real about the mom, which leaves it open very big for like what they could do in the future with the kids and even the mom as well. But also like there's some heartbreaking things too, like when they show like, you know, the Lisa doing a choir thing, the daughter, like this, hold on. And like the dad picking up bounty hunting, like again, like this, hold on.
Eventually, seemed like the best thing to do was maybe just spend some time apart.
Like that, like him being in pain and stuff, like him like literally bleeding out and need to go get to the hospital or some shit now. Like this show is so good. And again, there's definitely some blaxploitation shit where like a little bit like this, but also like, you know, the place where all the bounty hunters go to is where they serve the best fried chicken. It's like, really? In a black show? Okay. I don't mean that as like, it's just, I don't know. It's, I don't know. It does it well. And it's honestly, the CGI is great. Again.
Want a partner anymore. Said you wanted to work solo. Said you didn't want to be in a thing.
Glorlox, I'm not in a...
Glorlox.
You know what? It's cool. It is. It's really cool, actually. I'm happy for you. Really. I am.
Do you know this guy?
We used to work together.
God, just like the animation, like, God, the designs. Yeah, Glorlox is a pretty fun character. And like he's kind of like Boom Knuckles a little bit, where he's very stupid. He's very stupid, but I think he's obviously smarter than that too, though. But God, this show, I don't think I could give a much higher recommendation about this. This show does the CGI extremely well. Again, it's Pixar levels for a show. Like, that's like one reason why I haven't seen like the Puss in Boots show for a minute. Or I haven't seen the Puss in Boots show that's on Netflix, because like I looked at like some of the trailers and I'm like, God, it looks like shit compared to like its movie counterpart. This looks like a Pixar movie. Something that Disney has not been able to really do with even its own like CGI shows and stuff. Like, holy hell. Like, if you would have told me this was a scene from Lightyear, I'd probably believe it. Like, if you could told me a still, before I saw the show, you told me this is a still from Lightyear, I'd probably believe you. It is that good. And just the designs are just so great. I love this a lot. This feels like that classic kind of sci-fi, and I love that a lot. Yeah, but anyways, this show... I think I've talked enough and gushed about this show enough. This show is great. Go check it out. Legitimately. It is really good. Season 2 is already out. I'm probably going to watch Season 2 in a little bit because I love this show so much. And like, I legit was kind of mad my camera was having battery issues because I'm like, God damn it, I want to watch Season 2, but I don't want to watch Season 2 until I record my review of Season 1. But yeah. Time to come. Love this. Watching share videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I'm going to probably go watch Season 2. I have to wait till tomorrow when I start running on the treadmill again. But thanks for watching, and we will see you later. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I love this CGI. I love this. Like, here's the thing. People like superhero stuff. Like, I understand making it more militaristic. But something like Superman, yeah, have it to where it's like that more classic superhero thing. And for some, if for space shows and stuff, I honestly think going the classic sci-fi route works a lot and makes it feel so much better. Where like it has a practical feel, but also it can still be clunky. like I feel like that other than having it streamlined, I think like having clunky gives like the things way more character, and I love that.